What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Just United. We're back for another one. Manchester United versus Lyon in the Europa League at Old Trafford on Thursday. So make sure you're there supporting the team. And don't forget to hit that like, share and subscribe button.
Sure.
I'm joined by my boy H.
Yeah, man, we're here, we're live, man. Glad to be on, pleasure to be on. It's actually good. I can actually vent about United somewhere now, man. It's been a depressing season, people. It's been a depressing season. But listen, this is a real big game for us, man. This can give us a little bit of success at the end of the season. I know it's been a crazy season, but the players can actually give the manager and the fans something back now, man. Especially the players, they need to perform. I really think they need to perform, man. This is their only chance now, I feel, to prove to the manager as to why they should stay after the summer. The rest of the games of the season, man, you might as well play the academy players, man.
One of the players from the academy is ineligible for this game, and that is Cheeto. If he was eligible, I would have played him 100%. But talking to Cheeto and talking of strikers, there's a player I want to talk about.
Yes.
Rasmus Højlund.
Højlund, man. Højlund,
I know you've been waiting to talk about
man.
this guy.
Yes, man. I've been edging to talk about this guy, man. Listen, man. He's been real disappointing for me this season, you know. I had high hopes for him. Big game. Big player. Coming on a big price tag. 75 million. I know it's a lot. But you know what? I saw him at Atalanta and I said, you know what? This guy's got potential. This guy's got serious potential. He played all right last season. And when Amorim first came in, first 3 games, 3 goals, he spoke about the formation, the tactics. You know, he dealt with a similar thing at Atalanta, and I thought, you know what, this is the time now where we can actually build around him as a player, as a striker. And as you saw in the first leg, man, I think the space is there for him to cause havoc. You know, I feel like he hasn't been playing to his strengths lately. You know, he's a very physical player. He's a very fast player.
But don't you think he's getting a little bit too physical right now?
I think he is. He's relying on that too much, and he's not playing to his actual strengths. You know, as I said, he's a fast player. He's got good finishing. He's not getting in the positions that he needs to be. Although we're not giving him the right service that a striker may need to, you know, be consistent, he's not actually in the positions to score those goals as well. And that's where it lies. It's down to both the player and his teammates as well.
I agree. And you know what? If his teammates don't perform in this game, we could be heading for that Europa League exit.
I'm telling you, Thursday we're winning the game and we're heading to the final. I'm telling you that now. You heard that from H. We're winning the final. But let's say if we don't, which won't ever happen, but if we don't, yeah, this might be controversial. I don't think it's that much of a bad thing if we actually do lose this game, to be honest. Because look, hear me out.
Okay.
Pre-season, the manager, he only has to focus on the Premier League, FA Cup, EFL Cup. You know, those are a bit minor, but you can actually focus on the Premier League. I look at other clubs where they may have fell out at the Champions League, Europa League. They've only got the league to focus on. They actually do quite well. You look at Chelsea.
I agree.
Chelsea,
and
where they won the league, man.
You look at even when, you know, Jurgen Klopp came in and his first season, he only had to focus on the league and they done quite well. And I agree, but the financial position that Manchester United are in right now, if we do not get to the Champions League, because it's the same thing, you know, we've been in the Champions League, we haven't had the squad to compete to win it, but the finances that come through being in the Champions League, those TV rights, you know, all those different types of funding the team gets from being in the Champions League is needed, because if Ruben Amorim wants to rebuild his team to the way he wants it to be, he needs to bring players in who he believes in. You know, just like Ten Hag, everybody can say he spent the money that he spent in, you know, bringing players in.
Yeah.
And, you know, the players are here right now and they're not the best, let's be honest. But I think the pressure of playing for Manchester United itself is something in its own. And not every single player is ready for that. Whether you could be the best player in the world, the moment you step through that door and you realise the pressure that's on your shoulders, it's a completely different situation. So that's why I think, yes, it would be great for United to not finish in those European spots and, you know, focus on the Premier League. I would love to have that
For sure.
A whole week of training like these other teams do, like Nottingham Forest, for example. And, they're third in the Premier League right now. Why? Because of that whole week to train on the system.
Exactly. But I think you hit the nail right on the head there about why it is good we should get Champions League. And I hope we do. But I'm just saying, as United have been disappointing me a lot this season. I'm not expecting us to. My heart is saying we
you
will.
Heard it here first. H just said that we're going to be going out of the Europa League.
Nah, man. We're winning it. We're winning it. My heart's telling us we're winning it. But my brain, just based on this season, is telling me, I don't know. To be honest, I think for the game itself, I think, it being at home, we got the fans with us. And I think the players are actually realising now that we actually are playing home games and the fans are on our side. I think now is the time where we can take advantage of that and actually win this game.
Okay. So we're going to get into our predicted 11 now.
Yes.
I'm going to start with yours because, this is your first episode. And don't forget to hit that like, share and subscribe button if you like what he's saying.
Subscribe people, man. I'm going to be on here hopefully a lot more, so subscribe.
Talk me through your team and tell me why you've picked these players in this 11.
Again, might be controversial. I don't really think it is. I'm just using common sense here, people. Listen, I think if you drop your keeper, you've got to stick with it. I don't think Onana's starting here. I think Bayenda is. I think it's a big call to drop your keeper. And especially after the statements Amarim made, Onana, he needs some time away.
But you've gone with Onana anyway in goal just because...
Just because I think he will. Ideally, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. But I think he will. And that's where I think we may not win here.
Because, he had the mistakes in the game against Lyon.
Yes.
And Bayanda had the mistake against Newcastle. Overall, I do believe Onana's a better keeper. But,
for
sure. Let's hope that he can step up to the plate for this game. Hopefully so talk us through the rest of your team.
So for the rest of the team, I've gone in the back three: Euro, Maguire, Mazraoui. I just think in that first leg, I think we actually did quite well. Obviously, it started to slip away. Obviously, we took Maguire off for Lindelof earlier towards the end of the game, and obviously we conceded. You can point that down to Onana mistakes or whatnot. But I just think that defense was quite solid. I think especially at home as well. I think we'll do quite well with that team. You'll see that the team is quite similar.
And then you've gone with Ugarte and Casemiro in midfield.
Yes. I think obviously Casemiro, he hasn't got that pace. Yeah, he doesn't have the pace. But
Are you sure? Well, I'm joking. We know he hasn't got the legs anymore.
I think you're faster than him, to be honest. But listen, I think he's starting to.
I hope so.
He's starting to play a bit more, man. I feel like Amarim said that we're playing to his strengths a little bit more. He struggled at the start when Amarim came in, but I feel like he's playing a little bit better. And Ugarte, I feel like he's just Mr. Consistent, to be honest. Even though the team's been playing bad, I feel like he's been playing well.
Okay. And then you've gone with Garnacho on the right, Højlund up top, and Bruno on the left. Talk me through that.
Well, Bruno, it speaks for itself, man. This season, he's been Mr. Consistent for us. Garnacho, not so much. I feel like, obviously, he scored on the last game. He takes the shots that need to be taken because the strikers aren't going to. We've got a 9.5 and a striker without any confidence. But Garnacho, I feel like he's been coming into his own a little bit more now, and I feel like hopefully he can carry that on from the Newcastle game.
Okay. So I'm going to get into my predicted 11 now.
Yes.
It's something completely different. I'd like to see him go with a different formation, even if we play a 3-4-3 when, he puts the team sheet out. That's fine. But I've gone with Mazraoui at right back.
Yes.
Harry Maguire right centre back. Euro left centre back. And I've gone with Dorgu of left back. I've gone with Ugarte, Casemiro and Bruno in midfield. I've gone with Mason Mount on the right wing, Højlund up top, and Garnacho on the left.
Okay.
Just because when, as we know, this team concedes goals. If we do, we can fall back into a 4-4-2 with Garnacho and Højlund being the outlets. And then we're packing out that midfield. We've got 4 midfielders on the pitch who should be able to do a job. And I've gone with that lineup just because, as much as I know he wants to stick with his system, he just needs to bring something different to this game. And I hope he is thinking of that.
For sure.
As a manager, you know this game is your biggest game of the season. I'm hoping he brings something different and he thinks of something different. I've dropped Dalot. And, the reason I've dropped him is because then we have a little bit more from the bench. Okay. Maybe if we bring him on in the second half or in extra time, whatever it might be, he's got some legs and he can put them crosses in. And yeah, we've got a little bit more to offer from the bench. Kobe Mainoo coming off the bench could be something different. We went through the team last time.
Yes.
Cherki's already come out and said, we're going there to win. So if he's bringing that energy,
yes,
let's see these United players bring that energy for this game. I want to see every single United player on that pitch showing that they deserve to be here. Like my boy H said, beyond the summer, if you're not good enough to pick up that badge and wear it on your chest, do not bother turning up in the summer because you're going to be gone. If you do not put in a performance, you're going to be gone. We know who the danger men are. And I'll be honest, if Lacazette wasn't as shit as he was, we could have been down 4-1 going into this game. He had a hat-trick of chances.
Yeah. So, man, time's catching up to him, man. He's not LeBron James, man. Listen, he can't go on forever.
James.
Exactly, LeBron James. He can't go on forever, man. Listen, if that was the Lacazette of old, the Lacazette of Arsenal, we would have been out of the competition already. But lucky for us, we don't. And we need to capitalise on that, I feel like.
Xerxes, I like to say, is going to be a big miss for this game.
Yes.
If Jose was our manager, I would have said, do you know what? It's tactical. It's tactical. He's coming off pretending he's injured.
Yeah.
And you know what? We could have been something different. But
yeah, I think he's done for the season with that hamstring.
I know. It's going to be a big miss for this game. That's why Højlund needs to stand up.
Yes.
And show himself to this team. What are you predicting for this game?
I've gone back and forth on this, to be honest. I truly have. I can see us battering them. I can see them battering us, to be honest. But I truly think, hopefully, we just come to attack. We get a goal early. I see us winning 2-0. 2-0. I don't think Lyon score. Okay. I think we shock them from the start. We kill their buzz when they try to come back. And we get another late goal. And then 2-0 finish for me.
Okay. I like the confidence. Remember, if we don't win, make sure you let H know in the comments.
Let the players know as well, please. Let the players know.
But I'm going for a 2-1 win.
Okay.
A win is all I need. Nothing else. And I'm hoping the players pull it out of the bag. Amorim, it's a big game for him. And I'm hoping, like I said, he comes with something different to, spook the Lyon defence. That was a preview for the Manchester United versus Lyon game. And we'll catch you on the next one, guys. See you later.
See you later, man. See you later.